Well, let's get a few more questions and wrap things up, Jim. Several questions have come in to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com about apparently a new promotion. Before I read anything, Jim, have you seen anything about the promotion CYN, Control Your Narrative?
I actually thought it was a Crosby, Stills, and Nash box set for a second. Then I realized I had the initials slightly wrong. I have seen this on the internet, not familiar with all the details.
All right, here's the official statement from CYN. EC3 Adam Scherr set to launch new wrestling company. Now, of course, Jim, Adam Scherr is the former Braun Strowman. And you know EC3, correct?
Yes. Yeah, he's a nice kid. I've met him, worked on a couple of events with him.
CYN Live announces first 2 live events. March 5th, Orlando, Florida, and March 31st, Dallas, Texas. Network TV deal announcement imminent.
Uh-oh.
The Control Your Narrative concept has manifested itself from an idea to a movement to a live touring televised wrestling company. We, collectively as wrestlers, can no longer wait. We can no longer wait on companies that answer only to shareholders. Companies where billionaires collect talent as toys. Companies that fire their entire roster for the mistakes their office made.
Ooh!
Companies that are complacent in presentation. All talent featured in CYN have asked to be a part of the project. These competitors range from known to unknown, including names like Matt Cardona, Moose, John Schuyler, Matt Sydal, Marina Shafir, Weston Blake, Matt Taven, and more.
Boy, and by the way, let me just say that I haven't seen Matt Taven work in several years, but in 2011 and 2012, I thought he was one of the guys that was probably going to be one of the top names in the business at this point in time, but he apparently has yet to get any really big breaks.
On March 31st, CYN Dallas, the much-anticipated debut of Killer Cross takes place. The one thing missing for CYN to become who they are supposed to be was a proper platform and network distribution. That has been achieved.
Oh, boy.
And that's the end of the statement. Control your narrative.
Okay. I was with them till they got to the TV part. A lot of the guys, I think that Jonathan Gresham is starting something. I guess he lives in Atlanta. That's his area. He started something down there. A lot of the guys are starting their own promotions. Why not? With the internet now and some of the buzz these guys have, and the fact that they're incorporating into their mission statement here the fact that most wrestling fans hate the WWE as a company, the people that run it, the McMahon family, the evil empire, and they feel like the wrestlers are downtrodden, which there's an element of truth to that. And Tony Khan's the only popular wrestling promoter these days, and he's probably not going to maintain that for long because they'll get mad at him sooner or later. So it's an idea and if you can put on a show and draw 500 people and do some merchandise of whatever, maybe with the streaming that's available these days, some of the guys, if they have a business mind and a good building and a good locality, they can come out ahead, give their friends some work and some payoffs, and everybody prospers. When they start trying to say, and now a network TV deal,
Imminent.
Bobby Eaton said this to me on the phone one time. He said, Corny, he said, what was the count? What the 3 most fearsome words are, the 3 words that you hear in wrestling that you should be most scared of. 3 words are, I've got TV. Because, oh boy, here we go. No, they don't have network television. If they did, they wouldn't have been able to keep it quiet. Somebody would know about it. I can understand how Tony Khan was able to keep it under wraps for a while, although certain people knew before it was announced. But because he was talking directly to a TBS executive that he already had a relationship with based on the professional football teams, etc., that he owned. And even then, it was around in the wrestling business before it really got announced. These guys didn't just land a network. Now, what network? Is it, fucking America One Network that broadcasts on W6AY7 in Ottumwa, Iowa?
That's an important question. Do guys today realize that the term network actually was supposed to mean a network of channels that were affiliates of one main channel?
No, they don't know that. The original network, the meaning of network is the Columbia Broadcasting System, CBS, in New York, wanted to televise shows on a national basis, so they wanted a local television station in every television market, New York at number 1 and Los Angeles number 2, on down to Scranton and fucking Easton or whatever. So they had a station in every town, and that was the network that broadcast their programs. Well, now the network has been broadened to, TBS is a cable network, even though really the network term no longer applies because it's one entity broadcasting and being beamed everywhere rather than a network of stations picking it up. But still, they call them networks. But now that a lot of wrestlers getting in the wrestling business with a peripheral knowledge of television, and to them, anything's a network. Again, Smoky Mountain Wrestling was on 3 different networks in the 1990s. The America One Network, Channel America, and something else that serviced low power and independent stations in small markets that couldn't even afford to buy the most basic syndication packages or programming to fill out their schedule, and they had to rely on things that they could run that were in the public domain or were being fed by their parent network that got wrestling programs, infomercials, travel logs, whatever the fuck. Now, you can get on one of those networks. Ain't nobody going to see you. The only reason that the reason to be on those networks was not to expand your business or to run live events in those places, but to run the 1-800 per inquiry spots, 1-800-buy-this-shit, that you had a dedicated telephone number. When somebody called and bought the Popeel Pocket Fisherman, you got $2.14 or whatever. That was the only reason you were on those airs. There's a deal now at OVW here in town now, and the new ownership of Al Snow, and from what I can tell, is a varied investment group here in Louisville. My cousin knows a doctor that owns a piece of it now. I don't know what they're pulling over there. They're on TV here in Louisville every time you turn around, but it's on a local low-power station on an off-peak time, and then they've got some network primetime airings, but on these low-power stations or U2 America Network or whatever. It's like being on C-SPAN. Everybody's got C-SPAN on their cable. You got to be a really bored motherfucker to watch C-SPAN. So it's available in 90 million homes, and it's watched by 1,742. So anyway, point is, I'm not shitting on their wrestling promotion, but I'm shitting on them saying they've got network television. And boy, they better have CBS on fucking Tuesday night at 8:00 if they're making this grand prediction and grand proclamation right now, or they're going to look like fucking spare pricks at the wedding. That's what I think.
Well, they said imminent, and that station came out several days ago, so we'll see just how imminent is.